Alright guys, what's up? I think I got a pretty good video for everybody today. And if you've been following my channel, you know I'm more of a vlogger, a lifestyle how-to YouTube channel. So I try to attract to the wider audience, if you will. So today my video is going to fall kind of into the how-to category of how to fix a small appliance. It's going to be a video about poor design, poor quality. It's going to be a video about a small appliance that we purchased. Actually, we purchased two of them, and they've become very popular over the past couple of years. And they are these Nugget ice makers. Okay, I have to stop for a minute because I'm a vlogger and it's very difficult for me to make videos when I got so much going on around me. I got, of course, if you've been following my channel, we have a blue heeler, and okay, I'm up here trying to do the video, and this dog right here is just freaking out. He thinks I'm going outside when I put the camera on, because he's gotten so accustomed to me picking up the camera and going to play with him outside. So we're going to struggle through this video together. So please stick with me through it. I think you're going to find this a good one. So for those of you who are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. I got a lot of cool content out there on how-to videos. I've got car content, RV content, boat content, four-wheeler content, and now small appliance repair or attempt to repair and poor design content. Dog, I'm going to send you outside. Okay? You want me to send you outside? I'm going to send you outside, dog. You want to go outside? Huh? You want to go outside? What's in your mouth? Come here. No, don't. What's in your mouth? Don't be eating things off of the floor. Hey, buddy. He just wants lovies all the time. I can't make a video with you in here. You just take over everything. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into it. See here, I have not only one, but two Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice makers. And these things are actually, I mean, they're like way cool. They give you that Chick-fil-A nugget ice. Everybody knows what a nugget ice is, right? You love it. They put so much ice in your cup, you don't get enough, Coke in your cup. But anyway, we love the thing. So we do have two of them, and there's a story behind two of them. We purchased the first one almost exactly a year ago last week for my daughter to take to college in her apartment. So, being college kids and doing college things, they use a lot of ice and cups. So there's no doubt that this one that has been already taken apart has been used to the max. Okay, so it's been used, and dog, what are you doing? It's so difficult for me to make a video. I try, y'all. If y'all follow my channel, you know I really try. It's so hard to make a video. Look at this dog. What do you want? I'm trying to make a video about this ice maker. You gonna let me make the video about the ice maker? Are you? Are you gonna let me make the video? Okay. Where was I? There's gonna be a lot of editing in this video. Trust me when I tell you this. When you see the final product, it's going to be a whole lot better than the original edit or than the original video. Trust me when I tell you this. Okay, so where was I? Okay. Frigidaire Gallery ice maker. We have two This was my daughter's in college. It's broke. It finally failed almost a year later. Like, it just went out of warranty last week. Alright, so you can see I've already had the thing, I've already got it taken apart because, well, let me get to the reason why it's apart. The reason why we took this ice maker apart was because my daughter came home for Thanksgiving and she's like, Daddy, can you check out my ice maker? I'm like, well, what's wrong with it? She said it's leaking. I'm like, what do you mean it's leaking? She said it's leaking all over the counter. I turn it on, sometimes it makes ice, sometimes it doesn't, and it leaks all over the counter. I'm like, okay, well, I'll see if I can figure it out. So the more and more we dug into it, I noticed there were some serious design flaws in not only the manufacture of this particular ice maker, but in the overall design of this ice maker. So let me show you what I'm talking about. For those who want to know the specifics of the ice maker, because I know when people watch these videos, they're like, oh, wait, we don't know what model number it is. We need to know the model number and all this and that. So, okay, here you go. Here's the model number. So it's the Frigidaire Gallery, and it's model number, if you can see it right, let me get the light. Let me get some light. Do we have a light over here? There we go. There's light. So it's model number EFI-C, kind of sounds like something on a card, don't it? Model EFI-C255-gray, because I guess it's gray. Okay, so this, you know, I've already took the back off, so it was back here like so. So stick with me, people. I'm getting to the point, and I need a flashlight now. So let me get a very, very bright flashlight, so I can show you what the fatal design flaw of this ice maker is. And honestly, I think they're literally designed to last the warranty period. Because when I show you how this thing is designed, and if you know anything about what ice does to pipes when ice freezes, you know, not only pipes, I mean, an engine block. If you don't have antifreeze in your engine block, what's going to happen? Even if water freezes in an engine block, ice and water that freezes has the ability to crack straight up steel, right? Okay, so with that being said, I'm going to show you what the fatal design flaw of this Nugget ice maker is, so I can prevent people from making the same mistake we did, go out and buying you one because you think it's a good deal and it's going to be a great small appliance. That's not the case. So let me guys show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so before I get into the design flaw, of this Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice maker, I want to kind of show you around how the thing works, and I want to explain to you, for those of you who are curious about how these work, because they are kind of cool appliances. They're really cool small appliances that make Nugget ice. You know, there's been industrial machines that make Nugget ice for years, right? But as of recently, I'd say within the past 5 or 6 years, the small home appliance ice makers, especially the Nugget ice makers, have become prevalent. And in our case, we bought this one at Costco for $200. So it was the cheapest one we could find, and you know, we jumped on it because most of them everywhere else, Amazon, Lowe's, Home Depot, have them for $500, $600, $700, $800. So again, I think it all comes down to you get what you pay for. So anyway, before I go into the design flaw, at least in my opinion, what the design flaw is, I'm going to kind of show you the concept of how these ice makers work and what makes them work and all that kind of stuff. So, alright, I've taken all of the panels off of this ice maker, and I hope you guys can see this. So, for reference, this is obviously the front. So here's one for comparison. And my flashlight's probably not doing you any good, but anyway, I'm going to try. So that's the front. You don't need to take the front bezel off of it. You just need to take the screws out of it to get the sides off. So this right here would be, if you were looking at it from the front, that's the left side, the right side, took that bezel off, took the rear bezel off, took the top bezel off, took the other side bezel off, and took the bottom, which is obviously under there, off. That exposes the guts of the machine. Okay, so down here you have the water drainage hopper. Up here is where the water fill bin goes, where your water comes from. And then the middle bin is obviously your ice bin, which goes right in there. So on the bottom of the machine in the back you have the compressor. And then on the other side you have the condenser. And then the very bottom, the very back here, and the way back there, and in the way back of the machine in the back you have a pump. And then up close to the top in the back you have another motor with a fan on it. And this motor right here is responsible for turning a screw inside this device right here. Okay, so as you can tell, this device right here is wrapped with the refrigeration coil. Okay, so this is your actual refrigeration coil right here that freezes the ice. And I've already pulled back the insulation. You have to have really good insulation around this to keep it frozen, to keep this chamber frozen. So basically what happens is as the water enters this chamber, there's a screw inside it that it turns when the machine is on. And so what it does is it turns. So let's come back around to the top. And what it does is there's a screw down in here. Let me give you a light so you can see what's going on inside this thing. Okay, so if you can see there, I don't know if y'all can see that, I'll try to get you the best video I can of it, but there's a screw down there inside that chamber. And what happens is, as the machine is working, and as it freezes the water inside this chamber, it actually pushes the ice as it's freezing through these holes right here. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Is it 9? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 9 holes. Odd number, go figure. So this machine can only make 9 little nuggets each time, each pass, basically is what it's doing. So, okay. Here's where the fatal design flaw is, and this is the actual Achilles heel that killed this machine. Okay. What does water do when you freeze? It expands, right? So when water expands, it has the potential to break steel. I mean, it can break engine blocks. It can break water pipes. It can break anything if for some reason it has nowhere to go. So in this case, the water does have somewhere to go, but the problem is you're freezing it. You begin the freezing process with these refrigerant coils almost down here halfway through this thing, right? So as this screw is pushing water and ice that's about to freeze up this chamber, it's a lot of force against this top metal plate. And I'm not sure what this is made out of. I'm sure it's made out of cheap Chinese metal. It's probably nothing really strong. So this is where the design flaw is. This is the design flaw. Starting to freeze it too early is design flaw. And then the ultimate failure for these machines let's see if I can give y'all a good pic. The ultimate failure for these machines is right here. Okay, you see that screw right there? I'm gonna see if I can get a really good close-up. There's a crack right there. There is another crack right there, and then this entire mechanism right here, as the ice is over the past several months, as the ice was freezing and being pushed up, it eventually breached this top metal plate and this chamber, and it ended up shearing off the actual. Let me see if I can show you all this. Let me see if I can get in here. I'll go around here. It ended up shearing off this screw right here, which is probably not a very strong screw at that. If I can get it out. Let me see if I can get it out with just my fingers here. I don't know if I can or not, but yeah, this is probably a better shot on this side with the camera. So you see right here where the where the chamber is separated, and it's already bent the top plate. I'm gonna show you on top as well where it's busted the plastic. Let me see if I can get this out here. I cannot get it out with my fingers at all. Okay, let me get some pliers. Hang on. Right here so I can show you all this screw bolt, if you will. It's a small bolt. See if I can get it out with a screwdriver. I might need pliers. Y'all would not believe how hard this is to do while you're holding the camera with one hand or trying to do something with one hand. Okay, I've got some pliers. Let me see if I can get it out with pliers. Alright, that's all it took right there. So there's the screw right there, where it sheared off the end of the, where it sheared off from right down here. So as you can see, the ice, if there any little bit of water starts to escape from that chamber right in here between the chamber and the plate, it's done. You're done. Okay. So now, the first telltale sign was this crack right here. I saw this and I took the top off, and I knew something was wrong when I saw that crack right there. And basically what's happened was there was so much ice in here and it was forcing that plate up that it started to push the plastic up right here, and it was a massive failure at that point in time. So this machine, I don't know if I can fix it. I'm going to try to fix it. I don't know if I'll be able to fix it, but I'm going to take it apart some more, and I'm going to see if I can replace that little nut, screw, bolt, whatever you want to call it, that's holding that plate together. I've got plenty of, you know, miscellaneous screws and things out in the garage, so need a stainless steel one too, obviously, so I'll try to find one of those, but don't know if I can fix it, but I'm going to try to fix it. Anyway, that's the huge design flaw with these. So if you buy one of these, you want to take that into consideration. Chances are it probably will not last more than a year, because that's the warranty period under heavy use. And I will say this one had extreme heavy use. A lot of ice went through this machine. It was in a college apartment. So we have another one here. We use this at home, and I'm really worried about the longevity of this one. It's about, I think this one is about 3 months old now, if that. So, but we did have this one at home for a little while before my daughter took it to college, and as much as she used it, it ran all the time. This one will turn off every once in a while because we keep the bin closed and don't use it that much. But yeah, if you use these things under a lot of use, chances are it's going to fail within a year. So you may want to take that into consideration. I'm going to try to take it apart and show you some more video about that and see if we can fix it, but I have my doubts, but we'll see. Alright guys, so I finally got the entire top contraption off of this Nugget ice maker. So basically there's just screws holding this thing down. I mean, there's a million screws inside this thing right here. So basically what you have to do is remove this screw, that screw. There's a bar that goes across the middle here. There's a screw there. There's a screw still in there. and then there's a screw there, and makes it loose. Then you got to take this screw out, that screw out, and then the other issue is you got all these pipes and hoses and things. So you have to pull this water pipe off, you have to pull that water pipe off, and they are here and here. Okay, once you get all those pipes loose, then the next thing you got to be worried about, there's a water level sensor. You got to make sure you don't break this water level sensor off, and it goes to the control board, which is right there. So once you expose the I don't know what you call it, I don't know what the technical term is for it, but I'm gonna just call it the freeze chamber, right? Because it's definitely a freeze chamber. But it looks like what I thought was a crack now is not a crack. It looks like maybe it's maybe they do make it for expansion, because it looks like a machine crack here as well as a machine crack here, but then it also cracked here under the force, and then obviously that nut right there broke, as you can see. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna see if I can replace this nut and tighten these down, and I'm gonna attempt to fix this thing, and then I'm gonna zip tie. So basically I pulled back all the insulation. It was just held on with zip ties. So I may go get some more insulation and insulate it real good and get it all insulated back, find a screw, and I'm gonna see if I can fix this thing. And if I can fix this thing, I will turn it on and operate it while it's taken apart, so I can show you guys how this thing actually works, which is actually really cool. But I think you now get the idea of why it is a huge design flaw, because there's a lot of force pushing ice up in here, and you know, when water freezes, it can break a lot of stuff. So very, very, very poor design here, in my opinion. All right, guys, so I do believe I have a repair for this failed Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice maker. So what I did, I found some screws, and these are actually stainless steel screws. I found some screws that were the same size as the ones that came out of it, like that one right there. And I actually decided to replace 2 of them with the stainless steel screws, because here's the thing, these Allen nut, whatever bolts, not a nut, but this Allen bolt, they didn't even put any lock washers on them. So at least these screws right here have lock washers, and I know I wasn't able to tighten them down as much as I could these with an Allen wrench. So like, for example, you can get on these right here, and you can weld on this thing. Well, not weld on it, but you can put a considerable amount of force on it to tighten it up, which I've done. These things are incredibly tight. So let me get this one again. So I've tightened them up really good. I mean, like, I'm almost afraid if I tighten them anymore, they'll probably shear off. So I don't want to shear them. I mean, that's the thing. Don't want to shear these off. But in addition to using the Phillips head on these, getting them as tight as I can, I also took a pair of pliers and I put lateral force on this thing like this right here, and just got it just as tight as I could. So the nice thing about these stainless steel screws right here is they have big washers as well as lock washers. So I don't think these will back out as easy as these, no matter how tight I can get these, because they do have lock washers. So that's a good thing. Now, with that being said, again, I think this entire design is just piss poor. It's a piss poor design, and I don't know what engineer in their right mind. Well, I take that back. If it was either engineered in China, and you know, it's obviously China made, they don't really care about longevity. It's just Chinese crap, and these things won't last long. I mean, the thing of it is, think about this, guys. The constant freezing, heating, freezing, heating, freezing, heating, it goes through cycles over and over and over and over and over. Well, what happens? Think about it. When you freeze a piece of metal, guess what it does? It expands. So every time this thing goes through a cycle, it expands, contracts, expands, contracts, expands, contracts. So you can only imagine, okay, every time this thing freezes, if you get enough repetitive cycles of this thing freezing, it's going to eventually loosen these screws and these bolts, screws, whatever you want to call them. And it's going to put stress on this entire top plate as this machine is trying to push freezing water up and out of these holes. So I just think it's a poor design all around. Anyway, I'm going to put the thing back together and let it run here through Thanksgiving and see what happens. And I'm also going to attempt to better insulate this, more so than what it was from the factory. So I'm going to fix this, and when I get done insulating this all back up, I'll show you what it looks like. But I don't know, we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how much longer this lasts now that I've replaced those screws with some stainless steel screws. These may be stainless steel, but there's a little bit of rust. There's a little bit of rust on those screws right there. You can see it plainly right there. So I'm not sure if they're 100% stainless steel, or if it's this thing right here rusting, or this thing. It looks like aluminum. This could be steel. I'm not sure, or maybe even, you know what? It may be brass. It looks like it could be brass. So, but I mean, still, you can tell something was rusting right there. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. But that probably led to the failure of this. You know, not to mention all the forces that are against this when it freezes. But all right, let me get it buttoned back up. Let's get it insulated better, and we'll go from there. All right, so I have completely insulated this Frigidaire. What is it? It's a Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice maker. See all the extra insulation I put on this thing? I mean, I completely wrapped it with more insulation, and even then I put heat tape around it to keep the cold air in it, you know. So hopefully this works. We're gonna put this thing back together and see if we got a winner. But yeah, I think it's definitely got more insulation on it now than what it had from the factory. Don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'm gonna give it a try. Check back with you in a minute. Okay, now, my mic working? Yeah. All right, we finally got it turned on, and it's gonna start making ice here, hopefully. And so the ice should come up through those holes right there. I'll put water in there. Definitely got water in there, so let's see what happens. Okay, so there's the ice forming in there now. So you can see how it just literally starts to freeze, and that ice will start expanding. It's the craziest thing ever. See the ice in there? Can you see it? That's cool. And so you can imagine the amount of pressure. Yeah, it's starting to get cold. You can imagine the amount of pressure this thing's under as it pushes ice up in there. That's beyond me how that design is even sustainable. Apparently it's not sustainable because it broke after not even, well, right at a year. Okay. So it refills the reservoir here as it needs more ice, and you can see it. You can just see the ice just growing through here. That's just crazy. I mean, it just literally pushes ice through those holes right there. Wow, that's pretty cool, isn't it? So now you know how a nugget ice maker works, if you ever wondered. I couldn't find any other YouTube videos that actually showed how the thing works. So this is a first. Look, there's a piece of nugget ice coming out. And then this thing goes around and chops it off as it gets, the ice comes through there. Check it out. I'm going to speed this up. Too slow. Man, I should have used my new camera. You know what? Hang on, let's go do that, because I can speed this up. is. Got it fixed again. Got it all put back together, and we are making ice, baby. There you go. So there you have it. I did a DIY Mitch repair on this just a little over a year old Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice maker. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please subscribe to my channel. Please give me a thumbs up on the video and leave me a comment. Yeah, give me some love on the video. That's the only way videos like this will get out there on the YouTube platform so more people can see them, and hopefully save people a lot of time, heartache, headaches, and problems when they start experiencing issues with these Frigidaire Gallery Nugget ice makers. I know Costco sold a bunch of them. We have 2 of them, and now I'm wondering how long this newer one of the 2 will last. So if it fails, I'll do another video, and depending on how long this one lasts, well, really doesn't matter how long it lasts. I will do an update video once my daughter gets it back to college and uses it. She graduates in spring, so hopefully it'll last at least till spring. We'll be good to go. All right, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Till next time, peace.